Let's be entirely honest with ourselves for a second. If you are between 20 and 35 years old living in America right now, you are trying to win a game where the rules keep changing mid-match. Think about it. We were handed a financial playbook written in 1985. Go to college, rack up five-figure debt, get a nice corporate job, buy a house with a white picket fence, and retire at 65 with a shiny gold watch. But then we actually stepped into the real world. Rent eats up 40% of our take-home pay. Housing prices look like phone numbers. The stock market rides up and down like a broken roller coaster. And inflation makes your grocery bill look like a car payment. So, what do? Do we just throw our hands up, buy another $15 avocado toast, and accept that we will be working until the day we die? Absolutely not. Today, we are burning the old playbook. We are building a tactical, step-by-step blueprint specifically engineered for Gen Z and Millennials to build a rock-solid emergency fund, deploy smart investments, and achieve true financial freedom decades ahead of schedule. No trust funds, no crypto lottery tickets, just pure, unshakable strategy. Let's get into it. Pillar number 1, the Firefighting Fund, or, as your parents call it, the emergency fund. Most traditional finance gurus tell you to save $1,000 and move on. $1,000? In today's economy, $1,000 is a single trip to the mechanic or a bad day at the dentist. If your transmission blows tomorrow, that $1,000 is gone, and you are right back to charging your credit card. We need a real shield. Your very first objective is to secure 1 month of absolute bare minimum living expenses. Notice I said living expenses, not lifestyle expenses. This is rent, utilities, basic groceries, and minimum debt payments. If everything hits the fan, what is the exact dollar amount you need to keep the lights on for 30 days? Find that number, save it. But where do you put it? If your savings are sitting in a traditional big box bank, you are losing money every single day. Those banks pay an interest rate of roughly 0.01%. That means if you leave $10,000 in there for a whole year, they will hand you a single dollar and act like they did you a massive favor. Instead, you need to open a high-yield savings account, a HYSA. These are fully FDIC-insured online banks that pay significantly higher interest rates, often over 4%. Now, that same $10,000 earns you $400 a year, just for sitting there safely. It's a completely free upgrade to your financial safety net. Once you have that first month saved, you don't stop. You gradually build that up to 3 to 6 months of expenses. This isn't money to invest. This is liquidity. It is your financial oxygen tank. When you have 6 months of cash tucked away in a HYSA, your entire relationship with stress changes. You don't fear a layoff. You don't tolerate a toxic boss. You have walk-away money. Now that the firewall is built, we have to talk about the silent killer of wealth in our generation. High-interest consumer debt. Pillar 2. Credit cards are financial quicksand. If you are carrying a balance on a card with a 24% interest rate, you are fighting a losing battle. No investment in the world, not the stock market, not real estate, nothing, consistently returns 24%. So, if you are investing money in the stock market while paying 25% interest to a credit card company, you are mathematically shooting yourself in the foot. Paying off a 24% credit card is the exact same thing as getting a guaranteed, tax-free 24% return on your money. Use the avalanche method here. Line up your debts from the highest interest rate to the lowest. Pay the absolute minimums on everything except the highest one. Throw every single extra dollar at that top card until it is dead. Then, roll that entire payment into the next highest. Smash the debt before it smashes your future. Once you are clear of high-interest debt, you transition from defense to offense. Welcome to Pillar 3, the automated wealth machine. This is where people get intimidated. They think they need to spend 8 hours a day staring at glowing green charts, reading corporate balance sheets, and trading penny stocks. Let me let you in on a secret. Wall Street wants you to think investing is complicated, so you pay them to do it for you. It's a scam. The most successful retail investors use a strategy called dollar cost averaging into broad market index funds. An index fund is just a basket of stocks. Instead of betting all your money on one company like Tesla or Apple, you buy a tiny slice of the entire US economy. When you invest in an S&P 500 index fund, you are buying into the 500 largest public companies in America. Historically, over any 20-year period in modern history, the S&P 500 has averaged roughly a 10% annual return before inflation. The beauty of this is automation. You set your investment account to automatically pull $50, $100, or $500 out of every single paycheck the day it hits your account. You don't look at the news. You don't try to time the market. If the market is up, your money buys fewer shares. If the market crashes, your money buys more shares on a deep discount. You win either way because time in the market always beats trying to time the market. Pillar 4. Ultimate tax optimization. You can't just throw your money into any random account. You need to be hyper-strategic about where that money lives to shield it from Uncle Sam. In the US, you have 3 primary buckets to use. First, the employer 401k match. If your company offers a 401k and matches your contributions up to, say, 4%, that is a mandatory 100% return on your investment. If you make $50,000 a year and they match 4%, that is $2,000 of completely free money. You always take the full match. Always. Second, the holy grail for Gen Z and Millennials, the Roth IRA. This is an individual retirement account where you invest after-tax dollars. Because you already paid taxes on the money going in, your investments grow completely tax-free. And when you pull the money out in retirement, you pay $0 in taxes on the gains. Imagine putting in a total of $50,000 over your 20s and watching it grow into $500,000 by the time you retire. With a Roth IRA, that extra $450,000 of profit is entirely yours. The government can't touch a single penny of it. Third, your taxable brokerage account. This is standard investing. There are no tax advantages here, but there are also no age restrictions. If you want to retire at 35 or 40, you cannot easily pull money out of a retirement account without penalties. You need a regular brokerage account to act as your bridge to early financial freedom. The blueprint for early retirement. This brings us to the ultimate destination, financial freedom and early retirement. The FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. To achieve this, you need to understand 2 critical numbers. The first is your savings rate. The average American saves around 5% of their income. If you save 5%, you have to work for about 60 years to retire. If you can optimize your life, cut the waste, scale up your income, and push your savings rate to 30, 40, or 50%, the math flips. You can compress a 40-year career into 10 or 15 years. The second number is the rule of 25. How do you know when you have enough money to never work again? It's simple. Take your annual living expenses and multiply them by 25. If you need $40,000 a year to live comfortably, your target number is $1 million. Once you hit that target number invested in the market, you hit the crossover point. You can safely withdraw 4% of that portfolio every single year, adjusted for inflation, and your nest egg will historically never run out of money. That is, the day work becomes entirely optional. That is the day you own your time. The call to action. Look, building this blueprint isn't about deprivation. It's not about never drinking a latte again or living like a hermit. It's about trade-offs. It's about realizing that buying things you don't need, with money you don't have, to impress people you don't like, is a trap designed to keep you locked in a cubicle forever. Start today. Go open that high-yield savings account. Go log into your employer portal and check your 401k match. Automate $20 a week into an index fund. Small, boring, consistent actions compounded over time create wild, life-altering financial freedom. The system won't save you. You have to build your own escape hatch. If this blueprint made sense to you, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment letting me know what step of the blueprint you are executing this week, and share this with a friend who is tired of spinning their wheels. I'm Mervin. Stay smart, stay disciplined, and go build your machine. See you in the next one.